ranting and raving.
Well, I feel bad in essence. Let me ask you this. How long has Kevin Adams been on the job? Has it been
know.
2 or 3 years?
I think it's 3 years now. Yeah, something like that.
I feel like it's longer. But
Possibly,
maybe
yeah.
I'm wrong.
Who was it, Botterill before him? I think Botterill's in Seattle now.
And then what was the other guy? The guy who was our buddy Tim.
Well, Tim Murray was the original
Tim
guy
Murray.
that was tanking
Remember
for McDavid
that guy?
that was so angry he got Eichel, which was not a great start to the relationship.
But you remember that we saw him outside the draft, like having a dart or something.
Oh, somebody said they saw him leaving the lottery, and he just ripped a dart out of his mouth and chugged it. He was so
like kicking garbage cans around, like just furious he didn't get me.
Yeah. So here it is. Joe from the bridge just put it in.
And
then he was like, "Welcome, Jack Eichel."
Yeah,
Jack, we love you. Wow. You're going to be a cornerstone.
We're coming for you, Buffalo.
Did he give the reaction of that Raptor player last night?
Yes.
Although I want to
defend
him a bit.
Yes.
I don't know how you guys viewed it. He might have just been like, "Hey, I got drafted." Like, "Hey, the moment was overwhelmed." I want.
What did he say that was so bad?
He dropped an F-bomb. Yeah, he was shaking his head.
Just an F-bomb. But I agree with you, Noodles. I was embarrassed last night as a Torontonian, born and raised here, lived here my whole life, and I am well aware of the insecurity issues that we have up here, in particular in the NBA and Major League Baseball.
Let me interrupt you, Hayes. Was it that little word that he blurted out?
He shook his head. He shook his head and said
the F word.
And
but he could have been overwhelmed with the moment. As like I just got drafted. Like, oh my God. Like that's how I may be trying to sugarcoat it, but I almost felt like it's like it's happened. I just got drafted. Like, F.
Listen, I think you can interpret it either way, but I agree with you, Noodles. I agree. And listen, there were quotes that came out before the draft of him talking about how great of a fit he'd be here. The players that are here, the history that they've had. There's pictures now circulating of him as a kid in a Raptors T-shirt. Listen, it's a shock. And the Raptors afterwards admitted that a lot of teams call the players beforehand or call the agents to tip them off. The Raptors don't do that. So it did appear to be a complete shock. Now, he knew he was going somewhere in that range.
Right.
Is it possible he thought, hey, maybe I'm going to go 10th, to Houston, or in that case, like I'll go to Phoenix or something like that? I don't know. Like, he's a Southern guy. He's got a girlfriend, obviously, that was there with him. It's a life kind of altering thing. But I was not surprised because I've seen it before, but like so many people launching into, oh, he hates Canada, trade him because he shook his head and said a word because his world was just turned upside down. And it just like people launching into, you can't have him, he doesn't want to be here, this is Alonzo Mourning 2.0, he hates the weather, he hates taxes. It's like, can everyone just relax a little bit?
I got
relax.
Initially,
please.
I got that impression, but then after watching it, I'm like, you know what? Like, this is a moment he's probably been dreaming about his whole life. He might have looked at somebody he loved and was like, F, like, this just happened, man. Like, this is, so I don't know. I'm not in
I don't want to be pessimistic. I didn't take it as that. I think he had aspirations of going somewhere else, and he was like,
It's fair. It's fair. But I don't know. I want to give the kid a break and go, this is a big moment. And sometimes sometimes you get bad news and you laugh out loud. Like people don't react the way it's supposed to be scripted, that type of stuff. I don't know. I watched it 20 times last night going, like, he's like, man, like, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm a professional at reading that situation.
Body language professional.
Oh yeah, that looked like a guy that missed a 5-foot putt to shoot 67, and he was like, ugh. Like, I'm sorry, that's what that was, man. That wasn't. I'm so happy.
You know
right
what
now
you
to
are?
get drafted.
You're Kramer. They're lip reader. You want to sleep together. It's sweep, you idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your Kramer.
That's what O is. Oh, you bring him. You should be going up to parties and party favors and reading lips across the room.
Reading body language.
But listen, I get, again, it's the insecurities of the market. Like, if you got drafted by the Knicks and did that, no one in New York would be saying this. If you got drafted by the Lakers or the Clippers or the Bulls or the Heat, and he had the exact same reaction, it wouldn't have gone anywhere. It's because it's Toronto, and I understand where they are, Toronto in the pecking order, even though it's a massive market in reality. based on the population, the amount of money here, all that kind of stuff. It's perceived as a small market team in the NBA. You know, it's not clearly the Celtics or the Lakers or the Knicks or whatever. Like, we get that. But whatever his reaction was, fine. Guess what? You just said it. He missed a putt to shoot 67. Guess what? He still shot 68. You know, you're going to the NBA, and you're going to be a Raptor, and the Raptors are an up-and-coming team, and Scotty Barnes is from Florida. He's a Southern guy. You know, like, you're going to come up here and connect with people, and I don't know. I'm curious to see what he's got. He clearly, you know, the reports are that he's a bulldog on the court. He fights for everything. He's really high basketball IQ, really good defender. Doesn't shoot that well, which
did
could
you see
be a
that?
concern long term.
Did you see that video?
That's the one that I think needed more attention. He was shooting shots from the corner.
That was you at the Y.
At Chuck E. Cheese, man. Yes, that was me at the Y.
Air balls?
Oh,
it was.
It wasn't good. Oh, there's a video. I think it was on BR Open Sports or whatever. It was on Barstool. Like it was making the rounds, going the Raptors stole one here or something, and this guy was like, he hit like 3 out of 20. It was not good.
A smooth stroke. Like, I think if it was to use golf, he'd be going to the claw putting grip at some point soon. But still, he's an interior guy. He's a guy that's again very, very soft hands around the rim. Again, a dogged defender. And I think he's going to be fine in Toronto. And it just blew up into a big story last night.
Yeah, it was funny.
But,
so, getting back to it, Kevin Adams been on the job 5 years.
5 years.
Wow. So
I honestly thought 2 or 3.
Yeah,
okay,
I thought so too.
What I was going to say is, what is the Crown achieve? Like, after 5 years, you pretty much, like, what's the plan? There's a direction, whatever. Like, that would be a question that I would ask is, like, how much progress has been made in 5 years?
Well, it depends what the promises were made, Jamie.
That's
if
my
you
point.
go in there and talk to an owner and say, I'll have this team competing for a championship in 5 years, which is kind of what most people do, because there's only so much time in sports. And not everyone's like the Houston Rockets guy who said, I need till 2035 to get this thing turned around. So it depends what the mandate was, where it's like, did he go in there and say, look, it's difficult to keep guys, difficult for guys to want to sign here? But who knows what the hell the mandate was? It's been a wild ride, though, there, man. Like,
honestly, let me ask you guys this question. Give me the one thing that sticks out from 5 years in Buffalo. Like, the last 5 years, give me a moment. Give me